Hello there, late night scrappers. This is Miss Cooper's Coop After Dark, and I am here, and we are going to make a burlap flower. Yes, we are. So, I made these a couple of weeks ago, and actually this one is a recollections, I believe, and then this is one that I made. So you really can't tell too much of the difference. So I'm going to attempt to do this. So let's get started. And what you will need is some burlap. I picked this up at Michael's a couple of weeks ago. They had it in all colors. Right now it's down to, I saw one today, it's down to $1.19. But when I bought them, they were 25% off of that. And I just cut one piece because you can see how wide it is. So I just cut one of the pieces to about 12 to 13 inches. I basically cut it in half. Okay, no rhyme or reason, but just know that I have a tendency to stick with one pair of scissors when I am working with fabric, whether it's trims, roses, lace, burlap, one pair of scissors. Okay, so these scissors never touch paper. And then I thought I would add a bead in the middle. These are some glass beads that I purchased at Tuesday morning, just on a whim. But you can see I've gone through half the jar. They're really frosty, really pretty. And I thought, I don't know, I thought a pearl would look cute in the center, kind of change it up. And then I have some, my brush and some Mod Podge, because you put this on it at the end, and that's what kind of going to really hold it solid together. So let's get started. Now, there's no method to do. This is just my way of doing it. So if it's confusing, I apologize. If you know a better way, then you can come on board and you can do a video and show us. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start twisting, one way on this side and the other way on this side. And I'm going to try not to do a lot of talking, even though I want to keep you guys up crafting, but I'm just going to try to twist this as much as I can, as tight as I can, as even as I can, and stay in frame. So, okay, it's kind of like one end is right here, and I'm just pulling on it, and I'm turning the other side. So, let's say I'll stop right here. Now, what I was doing was just kind of bringing it together, because you see if you do that, it will just start twisting on its own, right? Okay, so just with that, I can see that I can tighten it up a little bit more, and you'll notice that it'll start to fray, because that's burlap for you. So, okay, so I get it to the point where I think, okay, this is good. So then I start to let it twist. And my first thought is to create the top, right? And I'm going to keep it here, going around. I'm going to keep it twisted, keeping it twisted, trying to do this and look at it in the camera and not so much on the actual. So, do I like this one? No, I think the top is raised too much, so I'm going to take her out again and start again. I'm just going to keep going around, and I'm thinking croissant in my head, like a cinnamon roll. So I think I've got it now. Excuse my hands, but like I said, this is just how I've figured out how to do this. So now that I've kind of got it kind of rolled flat, I'm going to keep it twisted and keep turning it and keep it in frame, Miss Cooper's Coop. Okay, so at this point, this is what I do. These that were purchased, spare parts, I'm sorry, I said recollection earlier, I apologize, these are spare parts. They sewed some of these because there's some orange thread going through here. But we don't have time for that, because those are made in a factory. These are made in the Coop House. So in the Coop House, we're going to get our glue gun out, and we're just going to, like, squeeze some glue, which, will be dry. You won't be able to see it. We're just going to squeeze some glue in these little pockets and keep it together. See here, and keep it in frame, right? And careful, because a glue gun will get hot, And I don't need you ladies going to the hospital tonight for no glue gun burns because you were watching Miss Cooper's Coop After Dark and you burned yourself. We'll have none of that. So basically I'm just putting some glue around these edges and just kind of squeezing them together and trying to make sure I keep the shape. Don't worry about it fraying. We're going to fix that, but we're going to keep on twisting and turning. I sound like Linda, Faith Chick 777, when she makes her flowers, just gluing and twisting and gluing and twisting. And that's basically all I'm doing. And holding and gluing and twisting. I'm just going to get this here. And I know I have some things for the fingers when you're dealing with the glue gun, but it's okay. What's a little burned fingertip? Nothing, right? So we're going to put that here. Don't worry about those frayed edges. I just felt a little heat there. Just going to squeeze it here, try to stay in frame. And I'm looking at it and it's like, oh, you need some glue right here. Come on, glue gun, don't get crazy. You know, glue gun wants to get crazy at 10 minutes to 1. So, and I don't know how I'm going to be able to get up and go jazzercise, but you know me. You can't stop this bird. So we're just going to, right here, we're going to kind of like hold her together. And she's looking like a cinnamon roll, but you know, we don't want perfection, right? We just want it to look like a flower, and I think it looks like a flower to me. I've just kind of turned it over, so I'm working on the other side now, just going in the nooks and crannies and just squeezing it down. And again, the frayed edges, we will cut those off, and then we will hit it with the Mod Podge, and that will solidify it. I think Mod Podge and Burlap are perfect for one another because they just shut each other down. The Burlap just coats this like cinnamon does a cinnamon roll. Okay, so I kind of got it here. Right now I'm just going to take my scissors and kind of cut some of these wild ones that are like sticking out, asking for attention. I'm going to get those out the way. Get you out the way. Excuse me. Okay, now I'm just feeling, oh, excuse me, glue gun. Just feeling what needs a little more attention with some glue. Now, again, you may have a simpler way. You may have a method that's, you know, twist, glue, fold, done. I don't have that yet. So this is how I play. This is how I learn in the craft room, by error, right? So, okay, so right now we pretty much have something. Now I'm going to grab me one of these pearls, glass beads, excuse me. I probably should grab something smaller, but I'll see how this looks if I was to shove her in here, like so. Okay. I'm just going to put a dot of glue. Right? We're going to put this pearl. These are so pretty. They're iced, so they're really kind of frosty, and I just bought them on a whim many, many months ago, visits ago at Tuesday morning. And I have been using them like crazy, almost hoarding them. Okay, I feel a little loose here, so I'm just going to glue and squeeze. Okay, then again, I got the Mod Podge, and I am going to shellac her, right? And I normally use a brush, but tonight we're going to use one of these 29-cent brushes, and we're just going to glaze her like a cinnamon roll. And then I'm going to sit her underneath the fan to set. And then by the time I wake up in the morning and come back from jazzercise, she is going to be ready to be placed in the dish with her friends, Mr. Blue, Mr. Green, Mr. Beige, and Mr. Coral. Okay, so that's all I'm doing. Again, This is my way of making these burlap flowers, and I found the video where Mama JT, I think it is, she made a beautiful flower. And Mama JT, you have to do that video and show us, girl, because yours are adorable. So I've just put some Mod Podge, and see, ladies, this is disgusting how this gets, but this is when you need that dish towel that I just purchased, right? Because I got, excuse me, like Mod Podge fingers. So it looks horrible right now, but in the morning this is going to look edible. It's going to look just like one of these, right? And you know, you put this on the project and you put all the paper that goes with it and some kind of embellishment, it'll stand out. It'll look beautiful. It looks just as good as one of these that were manufactured. So that's my take on a burlap flower. I'll show you this in the morning. Right now I'm getting ready to turn this fan on and get it dry. And so if you have some burlap, try it. Just try it. I tried a couple of them. You remember the beige ones you ladies were telling me, save them, don't throw them away. Well, this is some of my first. I did 4 that were kind of crazy, but I just got in my burlap box, and I'll show you my burlap box here. You can see all this yummy burlap in here. I just kind of keep it stored in this box, and when I need a piece, I'll just go in and take a piece out. So we're going to put this back in here, and I'm going to go ahead and try to make another one, and I'm going to go ahead and get this downloaded, and tomorrow I'll show you the both of these, how they look. So have a great night. This is Miss Cooper's Coop After Dark signing out. Have a great evening. Bye now.